Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Okay, so this is fresh, right? This is recent. I mean, recently viral on TikTok. I saw the original. I mean, I didn't watch it, right? But I saw the original video. It was posted like 2 months ago, but clips of that podcast or whatever leaked. Or is online, and black women in particular are in uproar, right? So, let's have this. This is going to narrate it.
Are currently facing backlash for laughing at an insensitive joke about black women on the Flagrant podcast when Andrew Schultz mentioned the black girlfriend effect.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This
Oh, you don't know about this?
Blow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like
Yeah.
clean shape up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the time. They grow a beard
they step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
Also on a recent podcast on Poor Minds, James and Fuhad were asked if there were any baddies in Atlanta, and they stated they had seen the least baddies in Atlanta, which definitely didn't sit right with people.
There baddies there? In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh.
Yeah. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. I never said everyone was beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any baddies here.
Okay.
They have been losing a lot of fans after these clips started going viral, because people are getting the sense that they don't like black women.
They said they went to Atlanta for 4 days and didn't find any beautiful women. Now that is crazy. That is crazy.
James and Fuhad are...
Here's the thing. I'm going to show subsequent clips of black women complaining. Let's deal with that, right? But here's the thing. I have dated predominantly black women, right? My dating history, and it's not like I've dated hundreds, right? No. But my dating history, the girlfriends I've had were all black, right? Besides one. So, and I could tell there's preferences that, you know, I have kids with one, and then one girlfriend was the love of my life, right? And I messed that up. So I'm not saying that, but I mean, just the preference that I do love black women, but two things can be true at once, okay? Yes, black women are hard to deal with, right? They're not easy. They're beyond. Easy is not a word that goes along with them, okay? It's not. But doesn't mean that I don't find black women I find black women attractive. I love a lot of black women's personality, right? Their strong spirit is it's admirable, and it's nice in certain areas, right? But that strong spirit, it goes into so many different areas, and it just makes you hard to deal with, hard to be with. Okay, I'm just preferencing that because like I understand it. It's not that I don't hate women. That's the thing where I always want to preference that I don't hate women. Okay, what I do is that I hold women accountable for their words and actions. Okay, but I don't hate women. And to preference that, well, we'll go into that, right?
Currently facing backlash for laughing at an insensitive joke about black women on the Flagrant podcast when Andrew Schultz mentioned the black girlfriend effect.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect?
Oh, you don't know about this?
Blow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black.
Now, I guess it's insensitive, but I mean, most comedians, they're not the most PC of people, okay? I don't think that's the worst joke. I mean, okay, mind you, this is only a clip. I haven't watched the full podcast. I don't know if I'm going to, so if you guys want to watch it with me, tell me. But just by if this is the clip that people are upset about, it's like, come on. Now, but like I said, right? I prefaced that in the beginning is that, yes, black women aren't the easiest to deal with. They aren't they aren't necessarily, in general, right? The most easiest, the most feminine, the most submissive, the most ladylike type of women, around there, okay? That is a fact. Now, I'm not saying all women, no. I'm not saying all black women, no. But in general, a lot of them aren't, okay? A lot of them are very aggressive, very strong, independent, very kind of a masculine aura of like they will beat the shit out of you kind of aura. And I've dated plenty of black women that have said that they will beat the shit out of me. So I mean, like, but that's the thing where I'm saying that I do love their strong personality, their aggressive personality. I do, but that doesn't necessarily take away that is hard to deal with. Okay, not the worst joke in the world.
Girl complaining about shit all the time. They grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out.
Also on a recent pod.
So I mean, let's not beat around the bush or be liars or whatever, right? If you think about any woman, right, any group of women that would easily get into a fight, come on. And again, like that's why I prefaced the beginning. Is like one of the things, like let's say this, my ex. One of the things that I thought was really cute and endearing about her, right? When I was, believe it or not, okay, I was dressing really nice, right? I went out with her to the supermarket. Another girl just looked at me, right? And again, believe it if you guys want, but this is the situation. Another girl looked at me. My girl at the time was like, she was looking at that girl and she was ready to beat the shit out of her, right? She was ready to beat the shit out of her. And she was giving her, like, what are you looking at, right? So, and again, I'm not saying all, right? But in my opinion, that's one of the attitudes that it is attractive in black women, but it is also unattractive as well, right? It's hard, right? It's hard. The aggressiveness, the masculinity is like, it is attractive that she was, I guess, marking her territory in a sense. But again, it's also unattractive because it's so masculine. So.
Cast on Poor Minds, James and Fuhad were asked if there were any baddies in Atlanta, and they stated they had seen the least baddies in Atlanta, which definitely didn't sit right with people.
There are baddies there? In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh, the least. Not there's none, right? The least.
Yeah. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any baddies here.
Not saying that anyone's beautiful. Not saying anyone's not beautiful.
Okay.
They have been losing a lot of fans after these clips started going viral because people are getting the sense that they don't like black women.
They said they went to Atlanta for 4 days and didn't find any beautiful women. Now that
didn't find any beautiful women. This is the thing where we are going to go to subsequent clips to show you that these people really, they don't listen, right? And they're in their feelings. It's like, seriously?
All the black women is going crazy on TikTok about these two men, James and Fuhad. I actually really like them. They're very funny to me and I like watching their videos, but they never gave they like black women. Okay, so the thing about brothers like this, let's get into it real quick. They obviously look like growing up, they probably got it a little rough from black girls. Like they probably didn't feel like this was their type because once you grow up.
And they have I saw one clip, right, where he said that he has been bullied, right, by black women black girls when he was younger. This is a thing where, let's not forget the Michael B. Jordan thing, right, where interviewer was trying to interview him and said that, she remembered him from school, and he said he remembered her too. And when back in school, she ridiculed him and bullied him. Okay, this is a thing where, yes, a lot. It's like women can't seem to understand, right? This is the thing where a lot of women, right, black women, push, right, the corny type, they put down men that are geeky, that are nerdy. And it's like, you don't think there's consequences to those actions? And a lot of these women that you will see that these women aren't the ones that will go for the geeky types, the nerdy types. They're not. So these women, I guarantee you, when they were younger, most likely were the ones who like ridiculed or looked down upon the nerds, the geeks, the men that are not conventionally attractive.
up, these two type of men become your type, but you know they didn't take bullying well, and then they grow up forever holding on to that hate and never going out of that, so they just forever hate black women. Now they're gonna go to Atlanta where it's 95% everything is black and then black women look like they mamas. Atlanta literally houses bad bitches, period. They just like them English girls or those proper Oreo cookie type black girls.
It's like, to be honest, it's like, it's preference, right? If they didn't find any girls, you know, bad bitches in Atlanta, then that's them. I mean, so what? It's like, why are you so easily offended when they say they go into Atlanta and none of the women they find were cream of the crop, bad bitches? Okay? And it's like, that's why I want to really distinguish. You don't realize that how you treat men matters. Yes, exactly. They put down men that, and she said it herself, right? Let's say this.
Black women is going crazy on TikTok about these two men, James and Fuhad. I actually really like them. They're very funny to me and I like watching their videos, but they never gave they like black women. Okay, so the thing about brothers like this, let's get into it real quick. They obviously look like growing up, they probably got it a little rough from black girls. Like they probably didn't feel like this was your type, because you know once you grow up, these two type of men become your type, but
these two types of men become your type, right? This is the thing where women don't understand the repercussions of their actions. They treat men like shit in the past, and then the men that they treat like shit should be there for when they're ready for these men, right? Like Mystic said, they put down these guys who read books and, you know, make babies with the ones that don't read. And then that's what I'm saying, like, that these supposedly, maybe I'm putting like, you put down the geeks and nerds, right? The future engineers, future tech guys, whatever. You spend your youth going for the bad boys, become baby mamas or whatever, being traumatized, being used by the bad boys, okay? And now that you are traumatized, used, and whatever, now you want the nice guys, the geeky guys, whatever, the guys that you hated back in the past. It's like, that's the absurdity of it.
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100,
yes.
There's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women.
And that's the thing, right? Well, I showed this clip. It's a little bit different. I'm going to go back into it, but it's funny, right? That these two men said that there's not many baddies, right? Bad bitches in Atlanta. Black women are in an uproar. Black women are in an uproar that these two men couldn't find enough bad bitches in Atlanta. But for this kind of thing, there's not enough eligible men, right? Eligible black men, right? For black women, they are fine with. They support. They agree with. That's why it's like, I'm sorry, right? You build your platform with women supporting you. Be sure that those women will crucify you as well.
By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees.
Oh, I didn't know that was Kendra. I only showed that because of what she just said, right? Not enough eligible black men. And yet, if a man says there's not enough not enough baddies in a city, they get crucified. Now, I'll probably, redo this video because I'm on a short time with what I'm trying to get to.
Shits and Gids podcast is literally about to lose all of their core fans, which are black women, because of this stupid podcast interview that they did. Do y'all think people are going to actually unfollow? I saw a few videos of people saying that they don't understand why they did not take up for us and that they're unfollowing. That's one thing about the internet. People will
not understand why they didn't take up for you. Now, first of all, right? I did not watch the whole podcast, so I can't speak on if Andrew Schultz, the comedian, really went crazy deep, right, with insults or with really shitty jokes, vulgar jokes. From what I just showed you guys, it's not that big. It's really not that damaging, right? It's not the worst jokes in the world, in the sense that why would you need to stand up for anybody because of that? But this is the thing where it's like you are expecting these men to stand up for you because of what? It's like they didn't find it was that insulting, right? It's like I said, there's a bit of stereotype in that, but they found it funny. So it's not the worst joke. It's really not the most, most offensive joke around there. But this is a thing where women feel like they're entitled to your protection. Why? I mean, this is the thing. Probably because what she says, I don't know if it's true or not, but if your fan base is predominantly one group, I guess, yeah, maybe you should protect them because you're scared. But here's the thing, right? For me, how I build my my channel, you like me because of the things I say, right? You like me, you just like it the way I go about things. Now, I'm doing this, I'm not making anything, right? I'm not getting rich off of this. Not like these guys. I'm not making money from like these guys. So yes, their livelihood is this. For me, I'm doing this because I want to. I have a purpose, right? Where I'm doing this to support men, right? Support good average men. I'm not doing this to gain fans, right? To gain millions and millions of fans. No. I never would imagine for me to ever get all that high in subscriber count. So I'm not worried about that, right? This is the thing where you're beholden to a group of people. I think it's like, I think that's the weakness.
love you today and hate you tomorrow. I feel like, honestly, when I watch stuff like that, the only thing that's going through my mind is like, I wonder what their families think. Like, I wonder what the black mom got to say about, seeing her son do that, and like if she feels offended. And they seem like they was really uncomfortable because that guy, Andrew, he was talking about slavery. Like, he made jokes about picking cotton. Like, he was...
Now, I don't remember that, right? Those parts, probably. It is a tactless joke.
It's very inappropriate. And they probably was so uncomfortable that they really didn't know what to say. I just hate that when you have black men that prefer to date outside their race, why do y'all always got to shit on black women just to justify your preference? Like, sir, you can like what you like. Shits and Gids podcast.
This is the thing, right? Have the same energy. Have the same energy, because I have video. I've shown videos, and I will show more videos of black women shitting on black men, right? It's like as they go date other type of men, literally saying there's no eligible black men out there. It's like, I think that's a slight towards black men. So really, women never have the same energy.
I wanted to add on to the 304 conversation of why we don't see black men, or why a lot of us will say no AA. And it's simply because you niggas...
And this is a video, right? Where what I'm talking about, right? You're shitting on black men. That's fine. That's supported.
Even when you do have the money, you don't think that you need to pay. And what's crazy is y'all are literally at the bottom. You make less money than anybody else. You don't have the degrees. You don't have the jobs. Y'all literally don't have anything offered but having to pay. And the fact that y'all think that y'all are still desirable enough to where you don't have to pay and you clearly see that even your preference is denying you, it's crazy. Black men are in denial about their worth and their value, not only in sex work, but just in society. Like, so many black women are divesting from black men. So many preferences are realizing that it's not black women that are the problem, it's these niggas. Because they're also being left as single mothers. Like, it's not just us. It's culturally, there's an issue. Like, why are you on a site that requires you to pay? And then you want to act like this is a fucking, like, flea market. If I know that white men and others don't even argue with me about my price, I'm not about to entertain you and justify my rate. And I only ever have to do that with black men. And let's say you
Okay, I've not watched this video, right? I've only seen a little bit, a few seconds in the beginning. Okay, she's talking about, you know, S work. Okay. But this is the thing, but it's a perfect example of, like, black women shit on black men plenty. And this is the thing where you shit on terrible black men, yet you spew it towards all black men or all men. This is the thing where I would like to bring up the insanity of women. When their hate against, I found these videos on TikTok. These are TikTok videos for my For You page, all right? It's that when you deal with terrible men, right? The small amount of men, like the small amount of terrible men, you deal with a small amount of terrible men, and then you spew the venom to all men. It's always ridiculous to me. I hate that regardless, both men and women, right? If you're dealing with a small group of people, it has to make sense when you talk generalized, because honestly, there are plenty of good black men, right? Plenty of childless good black men. So
finally do get them to fucking say yes, they make the session fucking insufferable because they want to try and nickel and dime and get shit, turn it into a fucking porno. You're not getting anything for free. This is the service you paid for. This is the service you're going to get. But even when it comes to, like, dating and marriage, I see that black men are not willing to spend money on anything unless it's something they want or they feel like has value in it, like a fucking car or just dumb shit, or their homeboys. It's crazy. Black men are so homophobic. But they are the main ones to do some of the most homoerotic shit with their homeboys. It's very weird. And I promise you, it's not just the women. Gay black men also will put in their ad that they will not see black men. It's gotten that bad. When even your own won't see you, it's a problem. I want to speak on that gay boy that's always on here talking like a preacher, talking about it's our fault why these men are down low and doing whatever. No, we need to stop blaming everybody else for grown-ass men doing what grown-ass men do. They're grown. They can go to a therapist like the rest of us have been doing and do the work. It is no longer black women's or our society to fix the problems of black men. At this point, y'all have patriarchy on your side. You have all the tools and resources afforded to you. You just will not use them. We grew up in the same homes. Your ass decided to be on the streets while the women were expected to get the fuck out and figure it out. You get to stay home and not be shit. I'm so tired of seeing that. I literally don't see a loss in income by choosing not to see black men because, again, they won't spend the money. And if they do have the money, their budget is literally $100. I'm not doing it for $100. It's like y'all literally have no value to the point where people can refuse you and it's not going to stop or affect their income. It literally, your service, your patronage, like your customer, your clientele does not matter. Like, we do not have to care about having you as a client because that's how invaluable y'all are.
Even when the SW, you know, the S workers are still shitting on you is insane, right? Insane. This is the thing where I've always been a thing, right? There are good people and bad people in everything. Every demographic. Women, men, alphabet people, right? All the sexual orientations. They're good and bad people and everything, right? That's the thing. And the issue is that, you know, people got to realize that you choose to deal with these people, right? Here's the thing where I have pushed real clear self-reflection, where I could be here blaming my exes for the shit they put me through. But you know what? Or I could blame them, I could insult them, I could say a whole lot of shit about them. I came to realize, you know what? It's not them. It's me. I chose them, right? I am an adult, right? I chose to deal with these people. The outcomes were my choices because I chose these people. Either I didn't vet them well enough, either I ignore red flags, whatever. This is the point where you take accountability for your own actions, right? This is where I'm not hating on women, no. This is where I've always stand on my rule. I promote accountability, self-accountability. The only thing you can control is yourself. You cannot expect other people to do what you want them to do. So this is a thing where, just like the Fouad and James, right? They will do what they want to do. You cannot expect, oh, why aren't they protecting black women? Really? Really? Why would you deserve protection? You can't expect, oh, black men are terrible, but you deal with shitty black men. You are your profession, you are dealing with the cream of the crop of bad men. Honestly, right? The profession of SWs, right? S workers, you are dealing with the bottom of the barrel of bad men. Yes, great. You may get some good paying white men, Asian men, whatever, but they are usually not the best, okay? Right? Especially, let's say this, especially dealing with women. If men were doing great with women, they're not going to always, you know, deal with this, right? Always going to S work. Now, some do, right? I'm not putting off. Yeah, you could do that one, but it's like, think about this. Out of any kind of interaction, right? Any kind of interactions, that line of job will most likely open up your experiences to mostly bad men, right? I'm not saying all those men that pay for it are bad men, no, but balance of probability, the chances of you dealing with bad men is pretty high in that line of work, right? That's the thing where you have to understand that kind of perspective and think about, you know what? Maybe it's not black men are bad business. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Maybe it's not black men or bad business. Maybe it's that the men that come to me are bad business. But whatever, let's just shit on men or black men in general. But yeah, let's see.
You know men are guilty until proven otherwise, and they're never proven otherwise. So you guys put your trust in two men, it was your fault, and your fault alone. Why would you trust men? And it's just like, James and Fouad, they like white women. Like, oh, we date all women. Just say you like white women. And you know what they say about black men that date white women? They like what they like. And you know they have that weird little chemistry going on between the two, buying each other cars and giggling and touching each other's shoulders when something is extremely funny, singing to each other. I mean, they like what they like. Why do you think they've been single for so long? I don't know, but that's just me. Never trust a man. And never trust a man you've never seen with a black woman. They say they've dated black women, but where's the proof? You know men are guilty.
Is this what men should be protecting? The insults, the bitterness? This is what men should be protecting, right? The absolute misandry, men are guilty, right? Automatically guilty until proven innocent. That's not how it works. Hell no. Hey, this is the thing. This is what men should be protecting, right? This right here. This is the insanity that men should be protecting. No.
And so proven otherwise. And they're never proven otherwise. So you guys put your...
Never proven otherwise. It's like, this is the bitterness. Right? This is the thing, right? I've said it. Black women's strength is very admirable, right? But the problem is that strength has come from years of trauma. Trauma also begets bitterness, this ugliness, this toxicity. This is what, this is the thing, right? You know what? It's sad, right? TikTok has been very toxic to my brain, right? Because it's so damaging to my mental health. But you know what? I do this to help other men to see that, the world will hate you, but you know what? You have to persevere. You have to understand the hypocrisy, the delusions of the world of women. So you don't need to question yourself, right? You have to understand the world around you. This is the hate you get right here. The hate you get, yet the expectations for you to protect women. And yet you receive so much hate. Okay? Last video I did were women saying that men should be born in prison. Or not the video. I did a video on TikTok where women are saying men should be born in prison and work themselves out. Right? The last live I did, right? A video in it where women said men are automatically born sexual predators. Automatically, right? They have a gene to be sexual predators. Like these three lines, right? These three lines. Men are born to be sexual predators. Men should be born in prison and work themselves out. Men are guilty until proven innocent, and they're never innocent. Fucking moth. I mean, I'm so annoyed. This is the thing. This is the thing where you watch if you guys watch the first clip I just had right on this stream, the first clip I had where that woman was putting down male loneliness epidemic. The three things I just told you, okay, are contributing factors to it. The hate that men receive, right? The hate that men receive. If these men aren't above average men, imagine how average men or below average men, right? The hate, the disdain, the ridicule that these men get. And you're surprised that these men can't get nobody? You're surprised? You're surprised that there's a male loneliness epidemic when society, right, pushes men are shit. Men are trash. I think it was the last one or something, where a woman or women did a musical. They created a musical purely saying men are trash. So this is what we're protecting. This is what we should protect. This is what we should care about. And I'm sorry, I said this, right? I love black women, but black women are one of the biggest perpetrators where they don't understand the harm they are doing. Okay? They are one of the most masculine ones, right? They're so bitter. They're so traumatized. They're so angry. They're so masculine. They're so aggressive that they don't understand the harm they are doing to their men and other men. Because again, I've said it. I've dated black women, right? They don't understand the harm they're doing. And they think that, okay, you know what? Let me hurt men and still expect men to protect me.
Trust in two men was your fault and your fault alone. Why would you trust men? And it's just like James and Fuhad, they like white women. Like, oh, we date all women. Just say you like white women.
It's like you want to force them to do this is the thing. This is the thing where women just want to create their own narrative.
And you know what they say about black men that date white women. They like what they like.
It's like And it's funny, right? In this video, we see it. Women are supposedly the biggest supporters of, gay men, yet they spew that profanity to all men constantly. It's like an insult if you are, gay.
And they have that weird little chemistry going on between the two, buying each other cars and giggling and touching each other's shoulders.
Being good friends? It's like honestly, it's like men can't be good friends unless you assume it's always gay. It's absolutely ridiculous where women will complain that men have no friends. And then if men have friends that are too friendly, now it's a red flag.
When something is extremely funny, singing to each other. I mean, they like what they like. Why do you think they've been single for so long? I don't know, but that's just me.
So being single for so long is a red flag, correct? So women being single for so long is not? This is the thing, right? Men at a certain caliber, they're being single for so long is actually a smarter thing. Be more discerned, be more selective. This is the thing, when I will always support or recommend this. When you are at a certain caliber, right? When you reach a certain stage in life, be very selective. Because I'm sorry, people will use you. And when they use you, they will destroy you. So, yeah, it's not a terrible thing to be single, especially when you are at a certain level. And this is the insanity, right? Women constantly promote, being single. I mean, it's like women are the ones who are usually single for a long time, and yet they have so many options. It's like, it's back and forth. You saying being single for so long as an insult, yet women are doing it constantly. So when it's a woman who's been single for long, it's fine. But when a man is single for so long, it should be questioned.
Never trust a man. And never trust a man you've never seen with a black woman. They say they've dated black women, but where's the proof?
Blue, I hope young men will understand that, right? We'll take that. When you because if a woman is not building with you, question why is she picking you when you are already built. Question you because she has not been there through your bad times. You have to question, will she be there if bad times do happen? Okay, that's why if you reach a certain level, okay, you have to be selective. I'd rather you deal with plenty of women and not marry, and then marry a woman and then have her destroy what you built. This is the thing where a lot of women can understand. When men build shit, it is hard, right? Blood, sweat, and tears went into what he built, right? Years of sacrifice went into what a man built. Not like a woman, right? Not like a woman. So, you have to be selective when a woman wants to go into your kingdom, right? What you built. Because you have to always question that. Will she be there with you when you are down? Or will she be the one to bring you down?
Where's the... men are guilty.
I just think this. I think this is what I'm saying. Right? Women like this shows you that. I'm sorry. What is there worth protecting? What is there worth defending? Okay, let's say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, these two men, okay, defended black women on that podcast, right? Fragrant podcast. Okay, here's a woman that said that in her mind, right? She didn't make this video, right? But this is an alternate. This is a what is it? A divergent path. Okay, let's say a divergent path. But in her mind, she already feels like these two men, right? Don't date black women. They're down low, right? they touchy, they're feeling with each other, right? Because they're probably gay, right? That these men, you should not trust these men. They're guilty until proven guilty, and these men aren't ever, not guilty. So really, it's like, then what's the point? Right? What's the point? Because you already know. I'm glad that this shows you, right? This shows you the reality, what women actually think of men. Right here. This is what women actually think of men. I mean, if those two men defended black women, yeah, she probably would have made this video. But this now shows you that, you know what? No, this is what you actually think of men. What you actually thought of these guys. Right? So that's the insanity of it. That's the disgustingness, because this is the thing, right? Like, I want to preference, like I said, I have loved black women, most of my life, right? I've dated black women most of my life. I've said it. Probably the love of my life that I messed up, right, was a black woman. I messed that relationship up. So just to preface that, it saddens me, right, that the prevailing stereotype is this: the misandry, the attitude, the bitterness, the obvious trauma, the masculinity, the aggressiveness, the ugliness. This is the image right here of black women. This is the prevailing image of black women, and it's sad. It really is. And this is the thing where we have women that don't see what they're doing. What they're doing, right? They are just shooting out toxicity. But, it is what it is. What do you guys think?